All right, everybody, we are back with another Diabolic Follow Up. We are really enjoying doing these, Anna, right? Like, this has actually been a lot of fun just breaking down the game so we can kind of help better understand it ourselves of where we might have made those diabolic misplays. And we did have a couple tonight. It was just all around the table. We also had a learning experience because I am learning how to play Kefka, which is a new kind of wheelhouse for me. I'm not used to non-green CEDH decks. Um, but with that being said, I'm joined by my lovely co-host Anna. We are also joined by our guests this evening, which were Bear Claymore and Notorious MTG. I will let them do quick introductions for themselves and the decks that they were playing, and then we'll break down the game a little bit. We'll break down some playbacks, and we'll kind of go from there. So, Bear, tell them who you are and what you were playing this evening.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm Fernando, also known as Bert Claymore. You can find me. Just go to bertclaymore.com. That's the easiest way to get all my links. But if if you Google Bert Claymore, anything about me is gonna just show up there. So I mainly play CDH, and I started a project called Seven Scholars where I wanted to open a space where people wanted to just learn and join a group to play CDH, where you are allowed to misplay and learn as you're playing. So that's the whole goal of my project. And additionally, I'm also a bilingual Mexican American player. So I'm based in South America, and I'm trying to push a lot of the scene on Latin America in terms of CDH and how we're playing, what's the meta, and the things that we are implementing here that may be useful for the CDH scene worldwide. So that's pretty much what I do and what I am and where you can find me.
So, really quick, just to add on to that, why don't we talk about the organization that you're a part of? I think it's like Competitive Commander Collective. Is that correct? The CCC.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's big down there, right?
It is. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing started out of many things, but mainly the commander rules committee being disbanded and passed on to wizards. So
Mm-hmm.
we, the players, we wanted to still have a way of having our voices heard,
Mm-hmm.
and have a way as a community to help the format keep growing and have more players join the community. So that's where the whole thing started. And me and many other players from many different regions are part of this collective. And yeah, we're just working right now in gathering information, feedback, sending surveys, and just listening to people playing tournaments, or even judges. We want to hear from the judges what they feel like the format is today and what they would like it to be, because we also want to support that part of the CDH, which is tournament, and which is a big part of it. So yeah,
Right.
that's pretty much what we are doing today.
Right. Absolutely. And like I said in the intro, guys, I was playing Kefka. It's a new list for me. That was the second game and second win. Doing sort of a similar line. It really runs down that breach line very, very well. It's baby Rogsai. It's baby Blue Farm, but without the white. You know, from kind of like how I've gathered the list, and I've kind of been enjoying it. And I think I kind of regret putting so much thought and effort into my Rog Thras list because I built Rog Thras so I could have like a S tier level deck, whereas Kefka's more of like an A tier. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I got the win. We'll break that down here shortly. Anna.
I played Glarb yet again. Um, no surprises there. If we weren't running chaos points, I would have won because no one had a response to my Thoracle Demcon that I
Yes.
ripped way too early with no responses in hand to combat anything.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. I knew, and I've never finale'd for the Thoracle before, and so that was another reason why I was like, I got the mana, I might as well send it. Um, but just a case of me blowing my load too early, and then I lost. But it was fun.
But I mean, I've won games at tournaments by just jamming because I'm like, well, we just had a wizard battle, so I'm either gonna get it or
Well,
I'm not.
there's so many occasions where I have passed turn, gone to the next person, and then they throw a win and no one has a response. And
Yeah.
I'm pissed that I didn't throw my win out the turn before because there was no responses and I should have just ran it and tried.
Yeah. 100%. Hundred
Because in
percent.
any other scenario, that was a win. That was a
Literally
clean
though,
cut. Perfect finale to the Thorgal win.
Right, but like you tried to jam, you got jammed up. We went through another turn rotation. I did my thing. Bada boom, bada bing. And that's just kind of how it went. Dylan.
Yeah, so my name is Dylan, aka Notorious. Tonight I was playing Garuda. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use my whole stack of Garudas because Mindbreak Trap is exactly what is said in the name. It's a trap. That card is the bane of my existence.
It's a good trap. It's a good
I try to get cute with it, and I wanted to Emergent Zone do it in response to a Risk Study. Kind of similar case to Anna there. Listen, sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot, and
you just gotta do it sometimes. Really,
if you look at my track record on CEDH, and I've been playing CEDH for a while. Holy fuck, do I play turbo decks out the ass?
You do.
And this is the mirror, but don't let it fool you. It is a turbo deck. The whole point, jam Garuda. I'm gonna chain through my entire deck, and I'm gonna win. Most of the time, like it's a lottery system, so there's variance, of course.
Absolutely.
But yeah, huge shout out to Eddy and Anna for having me on. Bear, it was great to meet you. And yeah, you didn't do it this time, but Rochester, I'll show you guys the deck. I'll play the Japanese foil deck.
Yeah,
that's the one that has all. That's the one that
pretty one.
The pretty.
It has to be the pretty deck. If you don't play the pretty deck. Yeah, right. Like it's mad at me, obviously, because I didn't play it tonight.
Right.
That's
100%
clearly the case, right?
The deck, punished you. The deck punished you for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So we've done a little bit of the breakdown here, right? We talked about Anna's attempt. We talked about my win. Let's talk about Fernando building a board state that really nobody had a response to. You had Derevi out, you had Ledger Shredder, you had Valley Flood Caller, you had
so many bad things.
You had Trouble in Pairs. You had pretty much every piece there.
Every key piece of Derevi was there.
Right. And you had the One Ring out, so you could just
pretty much
boom, 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 But then Wheel of Fortune, there was the Bowmaster, there was a million other things, and it kind of just came down to where it all landed there. And I in response to the Wheel of Fortune, I vamp tutored. And I put Breach on top. And I sat here and I just shuffled. Put it down, drew my Breach, drew my hand, and I looked at my hand and I nearly shit my pants. Because I'm going to thumb through my cards and I'm like, oh, there's lions. Oh my god. There's brain. I'm sitting here, I'm like, keep my composure. We're going to see how this all plays out with everything else, and we're just gonna let this run. And then it went unanswered, and I appreciate you and Dylan Barrett, because you guys were like, this is how you can do it. This is how you can kind of like drive the lines down and better understand them. Because I've never played a Breach deck. I've always played Kinnan or Glarb or something with green, so I have all of the creature tutors to go and get my Thoracle and then jam it that way. But I really appreciate you guys giving me that opportunity to say, hey, just show us the Brain Freeze. You got it. But let's play it out so you can have that that understanding. Because that's what we did last night, Anna, right? Is when we were kind of practicing. We played it out. And
I made you play it out. I was like, come on, get it. What are you getting?
Right. And Dylan, you were there for that game as well. And I got the Molten Duplication and...
with Dualcaster
Mage, and went that route because it was still in my pre-combat main phase. So I was like, okay,
right,
if I can do these lines and better understand them, and maybe I should have built Rogsai, but I just didn't want to be like a basic Rogsai player. I didn't want to be a sweaty Rogsai player, No,
I really like Kefka. I think Kefka is cool and different, and it's winning. Like, it's like doing really good in tourneys right now. So like, it's a good list.
Ian, comedian, was just played it at the 20K and came in 17th. So 4 wins, 3 losses, and if I can beat Dylan at if I can beat Ian at a tournament with other decks, I could probably beat him with Kefka. I'm a little shit talking right now, but
I also want to say that I think that the way that game went, is a really good example for when we're trying to tell people that CEDH pods are less toxic than casual pods, because when has someone ever talked you through every line in your deck and made sure that you could actually get to your thing and like taught you how to play your deck while you're beating them in a casual pod?
Right, and that's
Doesn't
part
happen.
of it, because like
Nah.
when I play games with decks, and Bear, I watch your stream. Like your streams are very educational. You know, it's
Nice.
let's learn how to play the C part of
Right.
Commander. And let's be
100%.
fair, how much longer is it really going to be called CEDH, right? We are drifting heavy into that TEDH. We are. Like we're starting to see it. Dylan, you got a comment? Let's hear it.
I absolutely despise when people say TDH versus CDH,
Yes.
because they are one and the same. It is not a TDH tournament, it is a CDH tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. It is just, you know, is the way, in the best way I can relay it is the way it was is the way it was explained to me was, okay, let's look at standard, modern, legacy, right?
Right.
What is a competitive version of that called?
Mod.
The same exact
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It's just the
still
same thing.
modern.
Yeah.
It's still standard. It's just, hey, it comes down to the simple mindset of, hey, we're sitting here, we're playing CDH. You know, we're all still trying to learn, grow, get better. The whole point, you know, the only difference is if I'm sitting at a tournament and playing, I'm very much less inclined to help you with your deck, because I assume at
Right.
that point
100%.
you're very proficient in it. Versus if I'm just sitting here on a spell table or in person with my friends and I'm playing and they're like struggling a little bit, and I'm like, hey, you got it. Let me help you, because I want everybody to compete in CDH, because I think it's the best
Same.
thing you can do for yourself. So I'm going to help push people to be their best in every game I play. Even a tournament game, if I'm sitting there and I'm like, they got it, but they don't see it. Afterwards, I'm still going to tell them, like, hey, just so you know, you
100%.
had it. You had it.
100%.
It was just like this, and it
100%.
just
Yeah.
comes with repetition.
100%.
So I hate that. I hate that distinction personally. It's
So-
just
I
No, I
think-
honestly
I'm gonna-
agree.
Go ahead, Bear.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, because I agree with you. It's one and the same, and there shouldn't be any differentiation. I do make that division whenever I talk to players wanting to get into the format, mainly because I don't want them to be like pushed away by them trying CDH directly at a tournament, because the
Right.
mindset and the stress that you go through during a tournament of Commander, and we can just call it Commander tournament, it's like we said, it's all the same. I just want them to understand the mindset is different when you go to a tournament than when you play CDH
right.
with a group of people
Absolutely.
that you're just hanging out with. So
Absolutely.
that's where the main differentiation it's worth, not in how you should be playing the game.
Yes,
Ex-
definitely.
Exactly, because like we can sit here and call our. The big thing for me is there is that distinction, because CEDH is definitely one of the most comfortable formats I've ever played. Right? It's where I can just enjoy the game
Same.
without feeling the glaring eyeballs from across the table. Right? And
Yeah,
usually,
absolutely.
and when you win a game in CEDH, as long as the pods chill, you get handshakes all around and you get good jobs. You get congratulations.
100%.
But when you go
Every
play,
time it's good
right,
vibes.
Right. You go play casual Commander though and you win, it's like go
Sorry, I won.
Sorry, you got to apologize that you won, right? And I still have that bad habit of
Pretty
sometimes
much.
when I win at tournaments, I'm just like, guys, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. And they're just like, dude, you just moved on to the next round. Like, shut up.
No, literally.
But the big distinction here, I think, is because like there's that running joke of the C in CDH stands for casual. You know, I think that's the only thing. But the big thing for me is where I don't like this distinction is people will say, this is TDH, this is CDH, right? And it's not. There's tiers to the decks. Like there's just like when you're looking at when you're playing like a racing car game and there's like tiers for cars. It's S tier decks, A tier decks, B tier decks, C tier decks, and D tier decks. There's just tiers to the decks, right? And a pilot can elevate those decks to another level, or a pilot can.
Yeah, those D tier decks still win.
Decks still win.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't matter if they're TDH or CDH.
Garuda.
There's no difference. Yeah, Garuda. But like, look at Derevi. Derevi's always in the top 10 on EDH top 16, always. Derevi is 100% an S tier deck. Glarb is like right there on the edge of S tier. Kefka is like an A B tier. You know, it doesn't matter where, because as long as the pilot's good, you can kind of hang and go from there.
Yeah.
So I want.
That's what I always tell people as well. Yeah, sorry, I was just gonna reiterate on what you're saying. That's what I always tell people is that you can come to play with me and bring your own deck. I don't care what commander it is, as long as you feel comfortable enough with it and you feel that it's powerful enough. Bring it on, because that's the only way you're gonna realize, okay, these are the things I need to change on my deck. Some people will say, well, I don't own a CEDH. Can I play anybody's deck? Yes, you can. It's going to take some time to learn it, but once you learn it, you're going to know what to do in certain situations. So it's not about the deck. It's to me, it's all about knowing that you're going into a type of game where the rules have to be followed by the book and there's a structure, and you should not be skipping steps or phases during that or within that structure, because then you miss out on the things that you could have done to win the game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, like when I play casual, I'm just like, oh, land pass, skip to end step, do all that shit. But like in CDH, I'm like, okay, untap, upkeep, draw, main phase 1. I'm gonna move to combat. I'm gonna move to main phase 2. Like, even if I'm not doing anything else, I still do it in my head, because like moving the phases is like in an actual tournament is the chance for somebody to do something. Right, so I have to sit here, even when I'm streaming, I have to be like, okay, I'm moving phases, because then somebody has that opportunity to respond, right?
Right.
So,
yeah, agreed.
I want to talk about 2 misplays that I think we had 2 misplays. So we had the one bear you were talking about with your one ring, right? And then Dylan, did you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I like I said, I jumped the gun. I should have just waited, as I had the emergent zone. This is another part about being when you start playing a lot of turbo decks, you look at windows, and
yeah,
I totally missed my window. My window is not open yet, and I jumped straight into the glass.
Yeah.
I had the emergent zone. To be honest, I could have waited, and waited until you put a breach on the stack. In my opinion, wait until you put breach on the stack, and then I should have flashed in. I should have cracked the emergent zone and gone for it. I just got a little impatient. I'm playing on spell table. It's not like I'm sitting in person.
Right, you have that learning opportunity.
Yeah, I know. I'm still learning. Excuse my language. I play an absolute fuck ton of CEDH, and to this day, I am still learning little nuances. I'm curving habits I have. Like I said, I play turbo pilled, so I'm used to just trying to win super early. Emergent Zone's a new card added to my deck, so this is just a learning opportunity for me to be like, okay, I should have just sat back and chilled. Because I totally said it too. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get mind breaked, and then what did Bear do? Mind break. I'm like, I manifested it. Here it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my misplay. I would say would be, in fact, I just jammed. I just jammed too early. I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I had emergent zone. I should have just waited. I had flash speed.
I mean, Anna, how many times have you jammed? Because we just had a wizard battle. How many times have you just jammed and you got it?
Pretty much every time I send it for the win, it's like a just gonna send it. Like, let's hope it goes well.
Yeah, it's a post wizard battle jam.
Straight up.
Like, jam.
On a real note, that was like my maybe 10th game on Glarb, in CEDH in general.
Yeah. You really only get a chance. I mean, like, we've both been super busy lately, so we don't get a chance to like actually sit down and play. So like you've only been really playing on stream. So yeah, so I've
hopped in with the dweebs a couple times in the last like week or two. I've honestly gotten like more reps in the last couple weeks than I have the whole time I've been playing Glarb. But yeah, like I'm really new to this shit.
So
Wait till
Well,
Rod. Wait till
I could not tell you were new to that shit because you were doing it great.
yeah, you
Thank
were
you.
doing good. Bear, let's talk about your One Ring misplay.
So yeah, well, first of all, because we were talking about the board state. First of all, I went down to 4 in my
Yeah,
molds.
you
I
mulled down
think.
to 5 or 4. It
You
was
mulled
It was
bad.
down
5.
to-
You
you
mulled
mulled
to
down
5.
to
Yeah,
5.
it was 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just so you know, and that's probably a secret that you want to know about the Revy is that it's very card draw dependent, and normally I will be mulling for some sort of card draw engine, which in my case was the Fairy Mastermind,
Okay.
and that's what gave me most of the policing I had to do. I mean, I had nothing but the Fairy Mastermind and lands. That's all I had. And then I drew into the Mindbreak Trap, into the Tutor, into the Angel's Grace. So that's
Right.
if you see a card draw engine on a Derevi deck, you want to go for that because that's going to stop at the Derevi player on its tracks. But yeah, talking about the misplay, my two options were playing either the Ring on Flash or Sabine's Reclamation with Flash and try to bring back my Gilded Drake and steal the Orcish Bowmaster before
Got
the
it.
will result and be
Yeah.
able to do something with it. However, I also had Chromatic Orrery in my hand, and I didn't really have the 7 mana I needed to flash it in.
Right.
So that's why I went for the Ring, trying to get that additional land or extra mana that I needed to be able to play the Orrery in my next turn.
Sure.
Because with that in play, I and the Ring, I probably would have just had it. So,
Right.
so yeah, but I didn't have any other. So had I don't know if it was really a misplay. Had I gone for the Gilded Drake with Sabine's Reclamation and gotten the Orc, I probably would have put all the damage on Eddy. But it wasn't going to be. It wouldn't have been enough to just take Eddy out.
No, because I was still
So-
sitting at like
Yeah.
24, 20, but because I was still sitting at 24, so even taking
Yeah.
14 damage to the face would have only put me at 10, and then I still would have been able
Exactly.
to do my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and so yeah. I mean, at the moment, I saw it as a misplay because I wanted to have that Orc. But then when I saw you won with that land, I was like, well, no, it didn't really matter. So
Right, because like that line's not going heavy into the draw. Like one of the lines I do like in there is just is Molten Duplication and Dualcaster Mage, but like that's like a backup to the really easy Thoracle. So you stop my Thoracle, whatever. I'm gonna go for Molten Duplication instead, right? I'm gonna burn through all my cards in my graveyard for milling them out. I'm gonna Molten Duplication, Dualcaster Mage, and make 10 trillion. Go to combat. You guys can't lose because of Angel's Grace. That's fine. Doesn't mean I can't change your life totals to negative life totals. So as soon as my turn ends,
correct.
game state is checked, and you guys just lose automatically because of your life totals. So it's like, what can I really do here? But I'm really kind of enjoying Kefka, and I've reworked it a little bit. So I still have the card in here, but only because I haven't picked up a copy of Ghostly Flicker yet. I have Ishtola Rule in there, which is the mono blue end step doubler for the blink. But it's not a card that I think I'm going to keep in there. I already took it off the list, and I was going to put Ghostly Flicker on there, just for that bounce. But because Ishtola is a 6-drop, so Kefka is not. It's not really Kefka dependent. The deck's not really Kefka dependent. It's Kefka faced pretty much, right? Just like Rogside is not really Rogside dependent. It's just it benefits from the 2 cards,
Yeah.
So,
which is why I think is one of the best commanders as of late. That one and Terra probably, because I mean they're very they give you a lot of value, but you don't really depend on those.
So can we talk for a second? We've been at this. This is gonna be a long episode, but I want to because this is also the first episode after the 20K, the big 20K that happened in Pittsburgh. Let's talk. I don't care about the partners decks that made it to the top 16, and neither does really anybody else because we expect those decks, right? They're powerhouse decks. They're expected. Let's talk about the 2 that really stand out for me, which are Ezio and Lotho. Ezio and Lotho. Ezio Auditore, which is the 5-color one, the free running one, and Lotho.
Yeah.
Yep.
Were you guys surprised to see the? I mean, I wasn't surprised to see Atali in the top 16. I mean, I was a little surprised to see an Atali win, right? Because it was like, oh shit, like Atali went the distance, and Atali also went up in price after that win. But, let's talk Lotho. Let's talk Ezio. Do you guys think that they have long-term viability, or do you think because they were unexpected hitters, they went the distance?
I think that Lotho, I've always thought Lotho was viable and an absolute goated card. And obviously I had my Orzhov bias before that. But no, with how good Lotho's been doing recently, I think I finally fully made the decision that I'm gonna stop playing Shilgengar as a fringe 4 that everyone's mad at in a bracket 4 game, and I'm just gonna turn it into a Lotho C deck.
There you go. There you go. Dylan,
That's my opinion on Lotho doing good.
I think that this, I think it was 511 players they had at this tournament, was the best representation of the format's growth in the fact that this format is so great because you can truly play any commander.
Yeah.
And as long as you are proficient, know the game, know the deck, and you're able to perform, you can play any deck. Honestly, you can play any deck. Chatterfang.
Chatterfang.
The Ezio. Fun fact: Ezio is just going to show that 5-color commanders can just play 5-color good cards, aka.
Okay, we know 5-color can play Sisay.
But Chatterfang, right? Okay, Sisay is much different. That is a completely different.
5-color, bro.
Okay, but here's the cool part. If you look at that Ezio list, it ran 1 green card, and that was Culling Ritual.
Yes.
The deck is built on Ad Naz. It goes to show that as long as you have a game plan within your colors, your commander doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And that's the great part about this format. The card pool for CEDH has grown, but it hovers around, I want to say it's like 312 cards, or like our major card pool that you see within the 5 colors.
Yeah.
Like I said, it just goes to show, out of those 312 cards, we have certain combos that are just inherently very strong, very good, but also you can put these combos in pretty much any deck and not be commander reliant. That's the cool part about this format, in my opinion. You can build commander reliant decks, aka Garuda or Rogthras. You know, who knew drawing cards wins games?
Oh,
Shocker.
Yeah, who knew having your whole deck in your hand was going to win?
Yeah. As long as you have a combo that says, hey, I'm going to do this and it's going to win, I'm going to keep doing it, and it's consistent. I mean, CEDH is all about consistency. That's what it's built off of. You know, 100%. Just be proficient with the deck, be consistent with the deck, and you can bring it to a CEDH table. Sure, you have to make some upgrades to it in terms of mana, card quality, stuff like that. But I mean, there's people trying new things out all the time, and ultimately, pilot skill is what's going to carry you.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take the best pilot and put them on a very low tier deck, and they'll still perform. Or you could take somebody who's brand new to the format, put them on the number 1 deck that they don't have any experience with, and they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most of the time, they're gonna lose because they don't know. They don't know what's going on. They don't know the deck. They don't know the format. They don't know the other decks at the table. They don't know how things interact.
Right.
And I'm just speaking solely on the fact that I'm saying this is like you take somebody who's never seen most of these cards before and they don't know what's going on, and you know, doing that. But yeah, I think it was cool. I really liked what I saw. You know, Atali preys on other decks playing good cards, which is why it's able to convert. And that's the big thing. You just got to know. You just got to learn cards and know what they do and how they interact with your own cards,
and how you're supposed to play them with the chunky.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's great. That's why it's such a good format. It's everything's my brain breaks it down as a jigsaw puzzle when I play CEDH.
Yeah.
Yep.
This format is a jigsaw puzzle, and it's just what can I slot in right here? How can I make these pieces fit? How can I spell win out of these cards? And that's
right,
I mean that's how my brain computes it.
Right.
So.
That's why I built Y'shtola CEDH like right off the bat when it was first released for the Esper stuff, and I was like, oh damn, this deck is just going to benefit off of a bunch of good non-creature spells, a bunch of 3-drop non-creature spells, and it's just going to burn out the list. Bear, what are your thoughts on the Ezio Lotho standouts from the CEDH tournament?
So I think if we're talking specifically about tournament scene, I believe, and I may be wrong, but I believe they're one-offs in terms of how they're ranked within the tournament. For two main reasons. One is the amount of draws in the tournament in itself. When you look at the amount of draws of draw games or intentional draws, it's pretty close to 45%, and that really skews and affects how you should be looking at this, how successful a deck can be at winning.
Sure.
Ezio, I was looking at its numbers. Ezio did 4-3-2, and Lutho did 5-1-4. Mm-hmm. So they're still good wins, but they're still an average amount of win games compared to the other top 12 in the tournament. So when I look at that data and I think about how this will look in terms of the meta moving forward for tournaments, I don't think that meta decks like Blue Farm or Rock Thrasius or Roxai are going to cater to change anything in their lists to fight Lotho or Ezio. So, but that's just the scene tournament, the tournament scene. However, for CEDH as a format for the community, I think it's great because it gives people ideas on what they could be playing that is good. And then what that causes is that they bring Lotho decks to a table like ourselves, and then we all learn how Lotho plays, and we all start, as a community, start changing things that we liked about the Lotho deck and that we could incorporate, and that gradually changes the meta into something that we don't know yet. Whether or not that's going to make it to a tournament, there's still a lot to see about that. And I think that's the main reason why these made it to the tournament in top 12, is that they probably have been playing these decks for a long time, and based on the recent changes and the most recent sets, the new cards and so on, they said, I feel like this is good to bring it to a table. I know it well enough, and that goes back to what Dylan was saying. If you know your deck very, very well, you can bring it to any table, to any tournament, and you have a good chance of winning because you know your deck. So yes. I think in that sense, casually, CEDH is going to benefit from seeing new decks in tournaments, but the tournament scene, I don't think it's going to be affected as much.
So my only comment on it is back to you can bring anything to the table. When I am gently bullying people into playing CEDH, it's what is your favorite color, right? What's your favorite color pairing? What's your favorite color combination? Let's take that information and then go from there. Let's find something that might be enjoyable for you. Okay, you like spell slinging and you like Jeskai? Let's go build that the new oh my god, I can't remember her name now. Not Elsha, the other one. Narset. Let's go build the new Narset from Tarkir Dragonstorm, right? The one where you get to draw a bunch of cards equal to the number of spells you cast on your turn. Let's go build that. Let's go have a blast, right? And you're going to get all of the good stuff from it. So that's kind of where my thought is on it, is like, as long as you're having fun, you're going to be just fine.
Exactly. You know, the way... Exactly, yeah. The way I put it sometimes to players that are like just hesitant, it's almost the same, but I ask them, what's your favorite your favorite deck? And then I ask them, how do you feel when you win with that deck? Mm-hmm. And then it's like that. You just have even more chances to win because you're playing against more people and different decks, and the chances of you winning with your deck, because it's different and you know it so well, are higher. So try it on, and that entices people a little bit into trying it out.
All right. Before we say our goodbyes, we went way over my 10 to 15 mark that I told you guys. We are at 35 minutes. I'm so terribly sorry for taking up more of your Saturday night. Um, so,
It's all good.
you guys, if you ever want to come and play CDH with us, and especially you two, Barry and Dylan. I know, Barry, you're signed up for sometime in September or October. So,
September, yeah, mid September.
perfect, perfect, perfect.
Mhm.
Dylan, you're always welcome back at any time. You know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's all I got. Anna, what do you got before we say our goodbyes?
Um, I don't have shit, dude. Check us out at Commander Sealed in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Also, please follow us here on YouTube. We'd appreciate it. And then head
Yeah,
back
follow our
over to our
YouTube.
Twitch and follow us there. We'd appreciate it.
Also, follow us on Instagram, where we've been discussing doing a giveaway soon. So you should follow our Instagrams.
That basically just involves you following our Twitch. But, but so, Dylan, Barry, do you guys have anything to add before we say goodbye?
I think my big thing. Go check. Actually, with by tomorrow night, which will be long after this is, or long before this is posted. I
Right.
should have a new YouTube video up. I'm actually doing a. I've been requested by a lot of people to do a deck tech on this deck,
Sick.
which is just
Absolutely.
going through how it works, how it plays,
Hell yeah.
and the card choices I made for it. I am grabbing the bull by the horns, and I am pushing Garuda to be recognized as it's
Okay.
on the same level as Atali is.
Sure.
I think it's once
Nice.
again. Listen, you can play whatever you want and make it work. I promise. There's a way to do it. So
I agree.
Awesome.
Totally,
Barry,
totally
anything?
true. Yeah, no, just I wanna ask people to make sure that you follow these wonderful people here. They're great. They're amazing. I'm really glad that I walked into you and that we started chatting and we started talking and that we are, like-minded people that feel like the format is for everybody. And to me, it has been a very welcoming and rewarding community, and I want people to feel the same way. So I really, really recommend you all to follow them and make sure that you keep track of what they're doing because they're doing great things. And yeah, and as for me, yeah, go follow me if you want. I don't really care much about views or just pushing out content. I just do whatever I can
Humbly.
whenever I can. So yeah, totally. And yeah, so but yeah, these two guys, just make sure you follow them. That's all I got.
Thank you, Bear. Yeah, please go check out Bear on Twitch as well under Sylvan Scholars. It's a good
Absolutely.
show. Other than that, we will see you guys all next time for the next Diabolic Follow Up. And that's all. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace out, guys.
See ya. Bye.